This is the web series for the love of BIM, promoting Barbados, everything Bajan Canadian, and everything Canadian Bajan. Welcome to this special edition of the web series for the love of BIM, where we pay tribute to a man who, as you will hear from his friends and family, did everything for the love of his people, his culture, and his island, Barbados. He did everything for the love of BIM. I only knew Alex Waithe for a very short time, and this man, whose lifetime spanned some 63 years, was loved, adored, admired, and revered by so many that I thought it only fit in to have one of the people who knew him well host this episode. I call him David, but he is better known to everyone else as Sugar. And Sugar, will give us additional insight into the life and times of Alex Waithe, along with the many entertainers, artists, family, and friends who offered tributes to Alex.
Hi, my name is Sugar, and welcome to a special edition of For the Love of BIM. Now, it's really hard to really put something together that is going to be 20 minutes, half hour, an hour of a man's life. But this person is special, the phenomenon, the man we call Mr. Alex Waithe. Now, maybe you know Alex from doing shows, maybe the radio, his volunteer work. Maybe he was your teacher. Maybe you didn't know him at all. But really, I hope that you enjoy this small snippet into the life of Mr. Alex Waithe.
It is with great sadness that we mourn the death of our dear friend, Alex Waithe. I met Alex some 30 years ago when I was approached by him to perform on a show that he was having at the Lawrence Market. That was back in the day. And he asked me to sing the national anthem. I said yes. He asked me to do backup vocals for a couple of artists that was coming up from Barbados, and I was elated. I felt so honored to be able to do this, and I did it for him. From then until now, I was on every show Alex had in the Toronto diaspora. If it wasn't singing on the show, opening the show with the national anthem, or even preparing meals for the show, I was there. When Alex realized I could cook and make sauce, I was even more than a friend to Alex because it was proper pork, as he would say. And we would sit around the table and everybody would, eat and drink. And he was the man to put the, you'll call it the house bread. He always bought the house bread. And sitting around the table, Alex decided, you know what? We're calling this here the House of Sauce. Hence the name House of Sauce. From then, it was a regular Saturday evening, port line, you would call it, House of Sauce. Alex's memory will live on, and it will remain in our lives forever. We have so many names. And he gave me the name Glamour. I forgot. Glamour. He gave me that name also. So Alex, I will never and can never forget you. You're a legend, an icon, a Barbadian icon. I will always love you forever.
What amazes me about Alex is his connectivity to everybody throughout the Bajan community in Toronto and beyond. I think that one of his strengths always has been able to produce shows and to work with others and to execute a vision. And we were so glad to be a part of it. Not to mention too, he's really hospitable. Alex, man, when it comes to making you feel at home, again, a drink and something to eat, it's wonderful. So my fondest memories really would be of Alex bringing us up to Toronto to perform as Ramon Court the group. He was an excellent host.
All right, Leanna, are you gonna come with me? Yeah. Okay, I'll start. Come, baby. What can we say for the G? Can we just say we miss you, we love you? Yeah. You want to say we love you? We called Alex the G because he did not like to be called Grandpa because it made him feel old. So we call him the G. I'll start with a few words. So my dad was a very humble person. He practiced humility, and there were so many things that he did that I was not aware of until after he passed. And I would call him a man of the people. And he was also a family man. So he taught me so much. He taught me how to persevere. And even when he got sick, even when Alex got sick, he never stopped caring for others. He never stopped giving, contributing, I would call it. And we'd go for these walks, these 5-minute walks, and it's like -10 degrees outside in Toronto where we live. And he would keep pushing because he loved his family, he loved his friends, he loved the culture, he loved the community. So it kept him going, it kept him so strong. So I learned to be too strong from him. And I just learned to never give up and follow your passion, because there's so much sacrifices that he gave for his time, for his people. And he didn't earn any money for it. I remember as a kid, I'd be like, why are you doing these shows? You're losing money every show, Dad. And he's never fazed him because he loved his people so strongly. He loved the music, the culture, and it just inspired me. So thank you, Dad. We love you.
My name is Barry Johnson, and I probably met Alex through my radio show on CKLN back in the day. And we're talking more than 30 years ago. I suppose I consider myself fortunate that I actually got to spend some time with Alex in November, this last November. Actually, he was here because he was looking to do a radio show on the same station that I'm on in Grenada, and he wanted to see my setup. So he came over, and Alex was literally, I have a video of him dancing behind me, and I was playing a lot of Crossfire and stuff because, I know we all like that. And he was having a good time. I wouldn't realize, like, literally weeks later, he'd be gone. It's just one of those crazy things. And time is precious, and you just never know what's going to be around the corner. So I consider myself lucky that I actually was one of the few people that did get to see him. And he was one of my few friends that I think I can count on one hand. Alex is one of those special people.
My name is Michele Waithe. I'm the niece of Alex Waithe. My uncle was a wonderful man, still is in my mind. I'm going to miss him dearly. My biggest memory of him is when I was a teenager. One day I saw him at a fete, and from a distance I'm shouting for him, and I'm like, Uncle Alex, Uncle Alex. And when he gets near to me, he says to me, Shelly, are you crazy? Don't you ever call me uncle in public. You want these people to know how old I am? And that stands out in my mind to this day. I love you, Uncle Alex. Miss you dearly.
Of course, most people would remember Alex from his volunteer radio work. He would have started by promoting his shows on the community radio stations, filling in for fellow West Indians who may have been away. And then finally, Alex also got his own show, Kites Are Rising, on 105.5 FM, CHRY at York University. We had many memorable interviews, and basically a few of them stand out. I remember once, just after elections, we were without a consul general. And when Alex finished his report, we asked him, are you going to be the next consul general? He said, who, me? No. And as you would always say, right topic, wrong man.
You're listening to Kaiso Rising on CHRY 105.5 FM with my daddy Kevin, Uncle Sugar, and Uncle Alex.
Me?
Wait down and tell the people. You're listening to CHRY 105.5 FM, your community radio.
Yes, and we're back here on Kaiso Rising. And wow, no start. Mr. Walker Productions, no start doing things. But anyway, we have a man that's always doing things on the line. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, and hey, hello to all the Kaiser Rising listeners, and nice special this morning you're doing on Crossfire. Very good indeed.
I guess I want to mention that Alex is the first promoter to bring them to Canada, and is also responsible for the album Ultimate Party Pump Me Up going gold, which is over 100,000 units. Is that correct, Mr. Waithe?
Well, yes, 50,000, of course, and then it went on to sell quite a bit. Yeah, that was in the beginning days, of course, but thanks for mentioning that, Sugar. Wow, Ingrid, I guess, don't remember those days. She probably was too young.
And I'm not going to say what percentage of each unit you would have received, Mr. Waithe.
Anyway, have a lovely day, and we're off to the races. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, and all the listeners. Continue to have a good winter, safe winter, and give thanks and praise. I'm out.
Nonetheless, yes, that was your man, Alex Waithe. Frugal to the bone.
My man around hard, boy. We can get back into some more great music here.
Now, Alex dragged me kicking and screaming into promotions. Well, not for true, but that's between me and you. However, he also dragged me in kicking and screaming into radio. And we had a ball hosting Kite Soul Rising on CHRY 105.5. But we had somebody else as well. None other than the voice himself, Kevin Carrington.
In November 2020, during our online independence celebrations, Alex was recognized for his contributions to Barbados and Canada, and Kevin recorded the citation. Have a look at that clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you my friend, colleague, and mentor, Alex Waithe. Alexander Waithe was born and raised in Barbados. He attended the Boys Foundation School in Christchurch, came to Canada in 1972, and attended the De La Salle College here in Toronto. Now, as a young man, he was influenced by the transformational power of education and chose a career in teaching. A graduate of the University of Toronto, Alex earned his Bachelor of Arts in English and Social Anthropology and subsequently his Bachelor of Education with a focus on English and elementary studies. He is the proud father of 4 children and has also coached track and field at St. Mary's Secondary School, drawing on his own athletic skill in both the 100 and 200 meters as a student. And as the old saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He's also the proud father of Olympic sprinter Andre DeGrasse. Now, in addition to his leadership role in Canada in the field of education, Alex's contribution to Canada also includes media and communications, specifically in the roles of communications consultant with cross-cultural, national, and international experiences in multimedia. In addition to frequent appearances as Master of Ceremonies at fundraising events, Alex Waithe has also served as program co-host and correspondent on Chin FM radio from 1985 to 2010 and as producer of Kaiso Rising at the aforementioned CHRY 105.5 FM at York University from 2001 to 2015, also the same radio station where I got my start. Now, for over 25 years, he has produced many Caribbean music concerts and dramatic presentations. In addition to spending his own time in the world of media and communications, he has also contributed and volunteered as stage production manager for the Barbados-Toronto Ball. Now, Alex has been credited with introducing many soca and other Barbadian artists to the Canadian musical and cultural scene, and as he spends part of his year in Barbados, he has been developing the library and teaching curriculum during the winter months at St. Lawrence Primary School, near where he grew up in Barbados. Thank you for your contributions to Canada and Barbados, Alex Waithe.
Alex distributed CDs, records, and music in general of soca music from Barbados especially. And he also promoted those same artists and did shows here in Canada. And one of the people that he would often hire actually was about to celebrate his birthday when he got the news of the passing of Alex Waithe. That was January 31st. I'm talking about another icon in our community, DJ Night Rider.
Good afternoon. I just want to give everyone thanks for all the birthday shout-outs. For me, today is a very hard day because I lost a dear friend on my birthday, Mr. Alex Waithe. This is my son, D-Nice, hey, DJ. And we decided that we're going to go online And we're going to do a tribute for a pioneer that loved his country dearly, and he loved his music, he loved his rum, he loved his people. So we're going to do a set of music for him today.
Alex did a lot of work on Chin FM 100.7 with Jai Oja Maharaj of Chin Radio. Now, we have a clip of a Kropova report of which he did year after year on Chin, on CHRY, on CKLN, Calypso Fusion, and many other West Indian shows.
RPB, Red Plastic Bag, is not competing in the Calypso shows this year.
Well, he's not competing in the Calypso Monarch competition, but he may be in the Party Monarch because he has quite a few good party tunes.
Yeah.
He has a good one good social commentary that I've heard so far. Things I Write About is the title of that one. I think you may have that. He'll probably play that, if not tonight, next Saturday.
Of course.
For sure. But no, he's not. He's taking a break. So Adrian Clark, Gabby, I think, is coming back to defend his crown. You know, he's the reigning Calypso Monarch, and he has won the crown 9 times, like mighty Gabby. But Adrian Clark will be in there. John King is also not participating. But there are a lot of other fellows. Kid Sight, who's won the crown several times, and several others will be in there. Smokey Burke, you name them.
Okay. Now, what are you hearing on the radio in terms of popular tunes?
Well, popular tunes, Red Plastic Bag is getting a lot of play. Alison Hines, Biggie Irie.
Well, I have a lot to thank Alex Waithe for, but as it relates to Raga Raga, I went to something called a dance pool with some DJs with Alex. He actually took me there, and this DJ guy said, you know, there's a song that every time I play, people dance. And this guy from Sony Music asked him to play the song. And when he played it, every DJ started to say, you know, this song, I know this song. And immediately, the guy from Sony said, I want to license this song. So Alex was quite instrumental in making that connection, and he believed in Barbadian art and culture. And I believe he's going to be difficult to replace on the Toronto scene as some person who embrace who we really are as a people and what we do and what Barbadiana is all about. He's very much a Barbadian, a proud Barbadian. And there's one other thing that struck me about Alex. He loved his children with all his heart, with all his heart. He just loved his children. And during the last Olympics, he would call me almost every day to tell me what was going on down there. He felt so proud to be at the Olympics, to watch his son run. And the reality is that he was never really want to be up front. He doesn't mind being in the background, and but strange enough, ended up being an MC. There was we have this running joke about Alex, Sugar and I, and about a question he was asked, and his response was awesome. When he said no, but how many times, Sugar? He said no, and and all now we still laugh at it. But Alex, a special guy, a guy with a great heart, and we'll miss him for sure. Condolences to his family and his loved one.
Now you heard His Excellency Stetson RPB Wiltshire describe the way in which Raga Raga came about and exploded onto the world stage. I want to say a little bit more about the commitment of Alex. Music pools were pretty much these large meetings where all music people would gather. Artists trying to get their music out, DJs, and even music executives. And Alex would take a bunch of CDs, bunch of records, and just hand them out to people and convince them that this is the music that you got to play. And he never gave up. And it's through that hard work that you heard Bag talk about how Raga Raga came about.
First of all, I want to say I'm very happy that you asked me to say a few words about Alex. I remember him always carrying around a briefcase of CDs in the days when that's how we listened to our music. And he was always promoting, pushing, uplifting Caribbean culture and music in Toronto like nobody else that I know. He carried some of my CDs in that briefcase, and he was always happy to let me listen to the latest song or artist that he had discovered. And I was really happy that he was doing that. Of course, there was also his radio shows and the shows that he produced and promoted, the people he brought in. And he always featured local artists on them as well. He had a program on Chin Radio at 11 o'clock at night. And many times he would call me and ask me to come down and talk about my CDs or my music and music in general. And I was happy to have that opportunity to talk about what I know of Calypso, especially Guyanese Calypso. He was a big promoter of local talent. I was really happy about that. And you know, in this business, there are good guys and there are bad guys, probably more bad guys than good guys. But Alec was always one of the good guys, probably the best of the good guys. It was always a pleasure to deal with him. He was always honest, straightforward, dependable. He always followed through. Whatever he told you, it happened. And from that point of view, I was always happy to work with him. And I will definitely miss him. And everybody here in the music community, Caribbean music community in Toronto, will feel the same way. He's a big loss to us personally and in general.
What can I say about Alex Waithe? First, to start off with a laugh, because that's where you're always laughing, I guess. But I remember, like, he basically was all about BIM. That was the first and foremost, because when he first started he was trying to get the radio program out at CHRY, and I was there. He told me he wanted me to help him get the program because I am doing my show on Sundays and I'm representing the Trinidadian community. Orlando is doing his show on Saturday nights, he's representing the Grenadian community. There's nobody representing the Bajan community. So that is the main reason why he wanted to get the program there. And even though he was a Caribbean man, because Barbados was still first and foremost in his thoughts into everything he wanted to do. You know, so, and even though Barbados is there, he was still a Caribbean man, like Stalin would say, because he was there for Barbados, but he was there for everybody. As long as Calypso and soca music got its presence felt, he was a part of it, right? So I always appreciate him for that, because he always, like me, tried to push your culture first and foremost, right? I remember when he first came to Trinidad, from what he told me, he'd never been to Trinidad before. He came for Carnival and he stayed by me. And the kind of person he is, he came in late in the night in the airport, and instead of coming straight by me, he went straight to the Savannah to watch, what was going on? Was it Panorama or something was going on there? Met some strangers he never met before and had them drive him to my place. So he made friends easily, you know. So as I said, he's really going to be missed, because he was always smiling and he was always able to make friends easily. No matter where he went, he became the life of the party, basically. It's good to be around doing the radio program with him. We came through the station. You know, all the shows he did, all the shows I assisted him with, all the shows he assisted me with when I was doing shows as well too. All right. So yeah, he was good for the community, good for his family and so forth. So I'm glad he was in my life for the times I knew him. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna miss Alex Waithe.
Hi, my name is Matthew John, aka Dilly, from Grenada, living in Canada. Just want to send a special respect to Alex Waithe and his family. My condolences go to his family. Alex was a very, very good friend of mine. Way back from Grenada, I've been in his house in Barbados. I had a very good time with Alex, and I hope he's resting in peace right now. And all my condolences go to his family and friends.
My interactions with him was so short. The very first time was back in 2003, I believe, when I was the member of cast of Laptop. We took Laptop to Canada, and I met Alex and Sugar around the same time. He had so much energy, and he always would be one to make you feel comfortable, and great sense of humor, and always having fun. Although it is business, but life of the party. And I remember that spirit. So I want at this time to express condolences to his family and his extended family, which would include the entertainment industry, and may he rest in power.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Waithe. I'm Alex's cousin. And first off, I just want to say that Alex is going to be so very missed by so many people. He was so beloved. His contribution to the Caribbean community here, the Barbadian community here in Toronto, has been enormous. And my memories, I remember as a child, Alex came to Canada as a teenager to go to school. And I remember he would always come to our house and share holiday meals with us. We always had Christmases and Thanksgivings together. He'd always have parties and DJ at clubs. And I remember in my teens, I wanted to throw myself a birthday party, and he DJ'd for me. And not a lot of people showed up, but he was there for me anyway. And, he was always there. And he's just going to be so missed. I think we sometimes take family for granted, and we think they're always going to be there. My mother was his mother's sister. And we just had that close connection here with my other sisters as well. I think the thing I'll miss most about Alex is that fun-loving, deep love of music that he had, and I'll miss his voice and that calm way that he spoke to people, and his laugh. He had the warmest laugh, and those are the things that will be missed. The things, his joy, his joyful spirit, always ready to walk up, always ready to go with the music and go with the flow. We'll miss him.
Like I said at the beginning, it is hard to put a man's life in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And when you're talking about somebody like Alex Waithe, it could take a few days. Anyhow, we have lots more to come, so stay tuned for part 2.